Listen closely, because most men will never hear these words, and fewer will ever act on them. The average life is wasted not by lack of opportunity, but by a lack of discipline. If you truly want success, stop searching for shortcuts and secret formulas. The only real secret is this: success becomes inevitable for the man who is ruthless about disciplining his mind. Forget motivation, forget luck, forget waiting for the right mood or the right time. You must become the kind of man who acts regardless of how he feels. This is the beginning of real power, and most will never experience it. Let's make one thing clear. You will never rise above the level of your self-discipline. Your results, your reputation, your wealth, your relationships, every aspect of your existence is a mirror reflecting the quality of your inner command. If your mind is weak, your outcomes will always fall short. If your mind is strong, there is no force on earth that can hold you back. Do not make the mistake of believing that discipline is a punishment. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. It is the tool that separates the men who build legacies from those who barely survive. You have within you the raw materials for greatness, but unless you forge those materials with discipline, they will remain potential, not reality. It all starts with a decision, not a wish, not a fleeting intention, but a decision made with absolute clarity. I will become the master of myself. I will build a mind so unbreakable, so focused, that nothing can shake me from my purpose. Most men drift through life at the mercy of their moods, their cravings, their excuses. They allow circumstances and distractions to dictate what gets done. Days become weeks, weeks become years, and one day they wake up wondering where their promise went. You must refuse to live like this. You must create structure where there is chaos. You must declare war on every thought, every impulse, every old habit that wants to keep you comfortable and ordinary. Discipline begins when you stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you give your word to yourself, to your goals, to your future, you no longer have permission to break it. The weak mind says, I'll try. The strong mind says, I must. The weak mind hopes for an easy day. The strong mind creates a powerful system and follows it, rain or shine. If you want to see what your future holds, look at your daily rituals. Are you in control, or are you controlled by distractions and emotion? Every morning, you decide if you will lead your mind or let it wander. Every evening, you decide if you will close the day with pride or regret. Do not confuse discipline with deprivation. It is not about what you give up, but about what you gain. A disciplined man enjoys the ultimate freedom, the freedom to build his destiny, to act with purpose, to achieve what others only dream about. Your mind, undisciplined, is a prison of procrastination, self-doubt, and wasted energy. Your mind, disciplined, is a furnace, transforming desire into results, vision into legacy. Every time you make yourself do what must be done, whether you feel like it or not, you stack another brick in the foundation of your future. This world is noisy, crowded, and relentless in its demands for your attention. If you are not intentional, you will become a slave to every ping, every notification, every trivial request. You must become ruthless about guarding your focus. Set your own schedule. Build unbreakable habits. Make your environment support your goals, not sabotage them. Cut out the people, places, and patterns that keep you soft. Discipline is not just about saying yes to the right things, but also saying 1,000 firm no's to everything that dilutes your power. Remember, you do not have to enjoy every moment of disciplined action. Enjoying it is irrelevant. The man who only acts when he feels good is a child in a grown man's body. Growth does not come from ease. It comes from resistance. It comes from doing what others won't, from outlasting discomfort, from building the inner steel that cannot be shaken by setbacks, failure, or the doubts of the world. Every time you show up and do the work when it is hard, you teach your mind to obey. You are programming yourself for unstoppable progress. You cannot delegate discipline. No one can build it for you. No book, no video, no guru can inject it into your soul. You must choose it, practice it, and defend it every day. If you stumble, you get back up immediately, not tomorrow. If you lose a battle, you do not surrender the war. The only difference between winners and losers is that the winners decided quitting was not an option. They made discipline their religion and their daily habit. They learned to direct their thoughts, to control their reactions, to push through when everyone else faded away. Understand this. Every act of discipline is a message to the universe and to your own subconscious mind. You are telling yourself, I am a man who finishes what he starts. I am a man who keeps his word, especially to himself. I am a man who cannot be broken by circumstance. And the world, seeing this, will begin to respond. You will attract opportunities, resources, relationships, and rewards that flow only to those who have proven they can handle them. The undisciplined are handed nothing but excuses. The disciplined inherit the earth. Now begin. Take control of your mornings. Set a wake-up time and never break it. Define your top priorities and attack them before the world can interrupt. Make your body an ally, not a liability. Move, nourish, and rest with purpose. Review your progress every night. Refuse to end a day without doing something, no matter how small, that moves you forward. When you want to stop, push a little further. When you want to quit, remember who you are becoming. The work is not just about results. It is about forging the character that makes success inevitable. Discipline your mind until success has no escape. Discipline is not a single action, but a chain of decisions that reinforce each other day after day. Each moment you assert control over your impulses, you cast a vote for the man you wish to become. Your brain is a garden. Left unattended, weeds of doubt and weakness will overrun it. But if you cultivate it, water it with effort, and prune away distraction and self-pity, you will reap a harvest no storm can destroy. This is not philosophy for the bookshelf. It is a code to be lived. It is the engine behind every towering achievement you admire. If you want results that cannot be denied, you must build discipline that will not be compromised. Consider what happens when you master your mind. You break free from the tyranny of moods and the unpredictability of emotions. You no longer allow the weather, the opinions of others, or the minor discomforts of daily life to decide your output. Instead, you become a law unto yourself. The disciplined man creates momentum. One productive day leads to the next, and suddenly you realize you have transformed your circumstances through sheer force of will. Most people quit at the first sign of resistance, then spend years convincing themselves it was fate. You will not. You understand that every obstacle is not a command to retreat, but an invitation to grow stronger. Discipline is not merely about the great leaps, it is about the small, invisible victories. The decision to rise when your alarm sounds, even when the bed is warm and the world is cold. The refusal to let an unkind word derail your mood or your mission. The act of closing your door, shutting off distractions, and giving your work the fierce attention it deserves. The world will rarely reward you for these battles, but your future self will thank you for each one. These are the moments that add up to unshakable confidence, and unstoppable progress. You must treat your mind as the general treats his army, with strategy, respect, and unwavering standards. When negative thoughts attack, you do not entertain them. When temptations come, you do not debate, you decide. The more often you do this, the easier it becomes, for discipline compounds like interest. At first it feels like a burden, but soon it becomes your default mode of operation. You reach a point where not acting in discipline feels unnatural. That is, when you know you are on the verge of greatness. Be vigilant. The enemies of discipline are cunning. Procrastination will wear the mask of fatigue. Excuses will dress up as logic. Comfort will whisper that you deserve a break. The undisciplined man believes these lies and pays for it in regret. The disciplined man recognizes them and cuts them off at the root. He knows that each compromise is a crack in the dam, and enough cracks will flood the whole structure. There is no room for partial commitment. You are either all in or you are out. If you wish to be respected, begin by respecting your own word. Make promises sparingly, but when you do, honor them as if your reputation depended on it, because it does. Your subconscious mind listens to every promise you break, every time you abandon your plan, and it begins to doubt you. Rebuild that trust by becoming a man of action. If you say you will do something, let no force short of disaster stop you. Each fulfilled commitment strengthens your internal resolve. Each day you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are not a slave to weakness, but a master of will. Understand, too, that discipline is the foundation of freedom. The lazy man believes that freedom is the absence of rules, but this is a lie. True freedom is the ability to direct your life, to choose your destiny, to build without fear of collapse. This can only be achieved by those who have mastered themselves. Freedom flows from structure, not chaos. The paradox is that the more you discipline your mind, the more options you unlock in your life. You earn the right to pursue higher goals because you have shown you can handle the basics. Let no one tell you that discipline is only for the driven, the gifted, or the lucky. It is available to any man willing to pay the price. You begin with small steps. Make your bed with precision. Complete your daily goals, no matter how simple. Guard your speech and actions, refusing to let anger or laziness dictate your conduct. Over time, these small victories multiply. Suddenly, you realize you have become the kind of man who commands respect not by demand, but by example. The next time your mind tries to talk you out of what you know must be done, remember this. Every weakness you tolerate grows stronger. Every excuse you accept digs a deeper hole. But every moment you push through resistance, you build a fortress inside yourself. Soon nothing can shake you, not disappointment, not difficulty, not even failure itself. You become unstoppable, not because life becomes easy, but because you have made yourself stronger than any challenge. Do not wait for inspiration. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Discipline is forged in the ordinary. It is not about spectacular effort, but relentless consistency. The man who disciplines his mind is the man who makes progress when others are paralyzed by indecision and doubt. You are building a new identity, and each day you act in accordance with that identity. You drive the old version of yourself further into the past. Success does not evade the disciplined. It gravitates toward them. The world notices the man who keeps showing up, who honors his commitments, who finishes what he starts. Resources, opportunities, and alliances seek out those who have proven they can be trusted with responsibility. You become a magnet for good fortune, not by luck, but by preparation. This is not theory, it is law. Now, examine your day. Where are you giving in to distraction? Where are you letting mood override mission? Where are you making promises you do not keep to yourself or others? Identify these weaknesses, not with shame, but with determination. Attack them. Build systems to make discipline easier, set alarms, prepare your workspace, remove temptations, create rituals. Stack the odds in your favor until discipline becomes effortless. You must become your own greatest supporter and your own toughest critic. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, but do not let complacency set in. The disciplined man is always striving, always improving, always seeking new ways to grow. He is not content to rest on yesterday's progress. He knows that discipline is a daily practice and that today's standards must be higher than yesterday's. This is your challenge. This is your opportunity. Discipline your mind until success has no escape. Make it your religion, your obsession, your way of life. For when your mind is unbreakable, your destiny is unstoppable. Discipline, when truly anchored within, gives you dominion over the subtle powers that shape your every experience. This is not merely a matter of waking early or finishing what you start, though these things are essential, but of training the mind to submit to the vision you have crafted. Most men live on the surface, tossed by the winds of circumstance, unaware that real mastery happens within. I tell you now, every man's greatest battlefield is his own mind. You must become a vigilant guardian of your thoughts, your emotions, and the habits they breed. Every thought you allow to pass unchecked is a seed, and from these seeds the tree of your future will grow. If you discipline the root, you will taste the fruit. To live as a disciplined man is to make yourself immune to the mediocrity of the masses. You must decide, once and for all, that average is an insult to your nature. The disciplined mind rejects the seduction of shortcuts, the empty pleasure of the easy road, the validation of people who settle for less. Why? Because your aim is not to fit in, but to rise above. The world will try to pull you back down to comfort and conformity. But the world does not reward comfort. It rewards courage. The man who disciplines his mind to do what must be done, especially when he least feels like it, is the man who breaks through barriers that keep others locked in place. But discipline is not about hardness for its own sake. It is about alignment. When you discipline your mind, you align your actions with your deepest intentions. Your habits and your goals begin to work together rather than in conflict. This alignment produces peace, a powerful, productive peace that lets you pour your full self into your mission. You stop wasting energy in internal battles. The mind becomes a tool, sharp and obedient, that you wield for your highest purpose. Do not confuse this peace with passivity. It is the dynamic tranquility of a man who has settled the matter with himself and is now unstoppable. There will be days when your discipline is tested. Days when the world conspires to break your focus, when setbacks and disappointments press in from every side. Do not be surprised. These moments are the crucible in which your true power is forged. Remember, your mind does not want discipline, it wants ease. It will offer you every excuse, every justification, every distraction. You must see through these temptations. Respond not with negotiation, but with decision. Each time you reject the lure of immediate comfort for the pursuit of lasting achievement, you reinforce your will. You make your mind your servant, not your master. Do not wait for conditions to be perfect before you enforce discipline. Perfection is a mirage. Progress is real. Take action today. Set a small standard and meet it. Set a higher one tomorrow and meet that too. Soon, You will have a track record of victories, each one strengthening your confidence. The more you practice discipline, the more natural it becomes. You will discover that momentum is your ally, and that even a little progress, sustained consistently, will carry you farther than bursts of enthusiasm that quickly burn out. Now, look closely at your rituals. Every man is the sum of his daily rituals, whether conscious or unconscious. Examine your routines with brutal honesty. Which actions are propelling you forward? Which are holding you back? Discipline is about engineering your environment so that the right choices become the easy choices. Put your priorities first in your schedule. Make temptation inconvenient. Make progress automatic. Build systems that support your mission so you are not forced to rely on willpower alone. Remember, discipline is contagious. When you live by a higher standard, you give permission to others to do the same. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, they will take note of your unwavering focus, your reliability, your refusal to quit. Some will criticize you because your discipline exposes their own lack of it. Others will be inspired. Either way, you become a force. Success is never solitary. It radiates outward from the disciplined mind, uplifting everyone it touches. If you stumble, and you will, for no man is perfect, do not wallow in self-reproach. Use your failure as fuel. Reflect, adjust, recommit. The disciplined man is not the one who never falls, but the one who always rises again, stronger and wiser. He does not allow the past to become an anchor. Instead, he uses every setback as a springboard. You must learn to discipline your response to failure, to extract its lessons quickly, and to return to your standards without hesitation. This is resilience, and it belongs to those who govern their mind. Discipline also demands clarity of purpose. It is not enough to say, "I will work hard." You must know why you work, what you seek, and what you are willing to sacrifice to attain it. Write your purpose. Read it daily. Let it become the North Star that guides your every decision. When discipline is connected to vision, it becomes effortless. You will not have to force yourself. Your commitment will draw you forward, no matter how difficult the road. Above all, remember that discipline is not a punishment. It is a privilege. The undisciplined are at the mercy of chance, buffeted by circumstance, hoping for luck. The disciplined shape their destiny. They decide who they will become, and then they become it through 1,000 small daily acts of will. In a world that idolizes shortcuts and hacks, you must become a monument to the power of sustained effort. Let others chase the latest trick. You will outlast them, outwork them, and outgrow them by mastering the fundamentals. As you walk this path, your mind will become quiet. The endless chatter, the doubts, the worries, they will lose their grip. In their place will come a calm certainty. You will know that no matter what comes, you are prepared. You can trust yourself. And as that trust grows, so does your capacity for greater achievements. The highest levels of success are reserved for those who can be trusted with small things, for they have proven they can be trusted with much. So look within. Are you living each day as the man you wish to be? Are you keeping the promises you make to yourself, or are you letting old habits drag you back to mediocrity? Do not deceive yourself. Discipline is not about how you feel, but what you do. And what you do day after day becomes who you are. This is the secret the world will never teach you. You do not need more inspiration, more resources, or more opportunities. You need more discipline. Once you have that, the world cannot help but move aside. And with that realization, you are ready for the next level. The greatest transformation does not occur in public, but in private, in the silent hours, in the lonely moments, in the choices no one sees. Keep pushing forward. Make discipline your signature, your shield, your advantage. When you do, you will find that success is no longer something you chase. It is something that flows to you naturally, inevitably, because you have become its rightful owner through the discipline of your mind. Understand this above all. You cannot afford to take your discipline for granted. Every day, life will hand you 100 opportunities to slacken your standards. Each small surrender, each rationalization for just this once is an invitation for weakness to take root. You must guard against this with the vigilance of a sentry at the gate. Your mind, left unchecked, will drift toward comfort, toward ease, toward this soft life that produces nothing but regret. I am not speaking in parables. I am speaking of the immutable law that separates men who lead from those who follow. The disciplined mind does not negotiate with mediocrity. It does not argue with excuses. It simply acts in alignment with purpose every day, especially on the days that test its resolve. You must practice discipline not only in your great ambitions, but in the smallest details. It is easy to stand strong when the world is watching, when the stakes are high, when the prize is clear. But it is in the invisible hours, in the discipline of your thoughts, your self-talk, your private routines, where true strength is built. Here is where the mind is forged into an instrument of greatness. The way you carry yourself when no one is looking, the habits you practice when applause is absent, the promises you keep to yourself in silence, these shape the man the world will one day see. Do not underestimate the power of private victory. The world only sees the outcome, but it is built on layers of discipline quietly stacked one upon another. To discipline your mind until success has no escape, you must first banish all pity. Self-pity is a luxury for the undisciplined. You must be ruthless with your own excuses. For every time you indulge them, you trade your future for the comfort of the present. Learn to spot the lies you tell yourself. I've done enough. It's too hard. I deserve a break. If you seek greatness, you must hold yourself to a higher standard. Replace each complaint with a commitment. Each time you catch yourself wavering, pull yourself back to your purpose. Remind yourself that your goals are not suggestions, they are obligations. Many men wait for motivation to carry them forward. They wait for the mood, the spark, the inspiration to strike. But you are not many men. You are not content to drift with the tides of emotion. You are the captain of your fate, and discipline is your anchor. Understand this. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Each disciplined step forward creates momentum, and momentum is your greatest ally. With momentum, discipline becomes effortless, even joyful. You begin to crave the struggle, knowing that each challenge surmounted is a testament to your will. You must discipline not only your actions, but your associations. Who you allow into your life will determine in large part the trajectory of your success. Surround yourself with men and women who embody the discipline you seek. Study their habits, their thinking, their standards. Absorb their energy. Let their excellence raise your bar. Likewise, be unflinching in your refusal to keep company with those who drain your focus, who justify their own mediocrity, who tempt you to lower your standards. Discipline is contagious, but so is laziness. Choose your influences with as much care as you would choose a mentor, for they will shape your destiny. In your pursuit, cultivate an environment that reinforces discipline. Cleanse your space of distractions, clutter, and chaos. Let your surroundings reflect your commitment to order and progress. Every detail counts. The way you dress, the state of your workspace, the food you eat, the language you speak to yourself. You cannot expect discipline from a mind that is constantly assaulted by disorder. Build an environment that supports your highest standards so that discipline is the natural result, not a constant struggle. As your discipline grows, you will discover that setbacks no longer defeat you. They become data. They become feedback. You learn to see every failure, every misstep, not as a condemnation, but as a course correction. You reflect, you adjust, and you advance. Relentless, unbowed. The disciplined mind learns from everything and everyone. It does not waste time in regret. It mines every experience for wisdom and applies it without delay. In this way, you become unstoppable, for nothing can halt a man who will not quit. Let us speak now of the ultimate reward, freedom. Paradoxically, it is only through discipline that you become truly free. The undisciplined man is a slave to his moods, to his appetites, to the demands of the world. He lives at the mercy of outside forces. But the disciplined man is free because he has mastered himself. He chooses his actions. He dictates his outcomes. He creates his own fate. Discipline is not a cage. It is the key that unlocks all doors. And so I urge you, cement your discipline in ritual. Let each day begin with a promise to yourself, and let each night end with an honest accounting. Did you keep your word? Did you act in harmony with your purpose? Did you do what you said you would do, regardless of how you felt? Let these questions guide you. Success will come to the man who disciplines his mind until excellence becomes automatic, until greatness is no longer an aspiration, but a habit. Do not fear the hard road. Embrace it. For the hard road is where your mind is sharpened, your spirit is tested, your legacy is built. While others seek comfort, you seek challenge. While others shrink from adversity, you lean into it. You become the man who is trusted to deliver, who can be counted on when it matters, who achieves what others only dream about. Your life becomes a monument to the power of discipline, and your example a beacon to those still lost in the fog of indecision. In this final realization, you understand discipline is not something you do. It is something you become. And as you become discipline itself, success no longer becomes a matter of if, but of when. You are not waiting for opportunity. You are creating it with every thought, every action, every moment you choose mastery over mediocrity. This is the path to which I called you. Step forward and do not look back. As you walk further down this path of relentless discipline, you will notice a transformation not only in your outer world, but deep within your character. The very core of who you are begins to shift, aligning itself with the future you desire instead of the limitations you once accepted. The average man allows his environment, his circumstances, and his fleeting moods to shape his day. But you are no longer average. You have chosen the higher calling of command over self, and with that choice comes the responsibility to never let your standards slip, not for a moment, not for anyone. Discipline is not merely waking up early or keeping your promises to others. It is the private code by which you govern yourself. It is the invisible contract you sign with your own conscience, a contract that binds you to perform at your best, to push further when you are tired, to produce results even when the world is not watching. The undisciplined mind seeks comfort and ease, but the disciplined mind seeks growth. The more you exercise this control, the stronger your will becomes, until even the most daunting challenges lose their power to intimidate you. Understand, too, that the real tests of discipline are not found in grand gestures or public victories, but in your ability to persist through monotony. It is easy to act with intensity for a day or two, but true discipline is found in consistency. It is found in returning to your purpose every single day, regardless of your feelings, regardless of what others are doing, regardless of the noise of the world. Success is a slow accumulation of small, disciplined acts, each one seemingly insignificant in the moment, but together forming an unbreakable chain of achievement. The undisciplined are victims of distraction. They chase after every new opportunity, every shiny object, every fleeting promise of instant results. But you know now that mastery comes from narrowing your focus, from pouring your energy into the few things that matter most, and from ruthlessly eliminating everything that dilutes your power. Your attention is your greatest currency. Spend it only on what serves your highest goal. Let no triviality steal your gaze. Let no urgent but unimportant matter pull you away from the essential. There is a misconception that discipline is rigid and joyless. In reality, it is the source of the deepest satisfaction you will ever know. The man who is a slave to his impulses lives a life of regret, of anxiety, of wondering what if. But the man who has mastered himself is free. He wakes each day with purpose, knowing exactly what he must do. He moves from one task to another with intention. He rests without guilt because he has earned his peace through effort. This is the quiet joy of discipline, the peace that comes from living in harmony with your principles. To maintain this standard, you must become your own greatest accountability partner. Do not rely on others to check your progress or motivate you. Take full ownership of your actions. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I live up to my highest potential? Where did I let myself down? What can I improve tomorrow? These moments of honest reflection will keep you sharp. They will prevent drift. They will ensure that your path remains clear, even when life tries to cloud your vision. The world will not always reward your discipline immediately. There will be times when your efforts seem to go unnoticed, when your sacrifices yield no applause, when your progress feels invisible. But understand, the universe cannot ignore a disciplined mind forever. The seeds you plant in obscurity will one day break through the surface. Your habits are quietly building a foundation so strong that when opportunity finally arrives, you will be ready to seize it. Let us speak now about adversity, for it is the crucible in which discipline is truly forged. Challenges will come not as punishments, but as invitations to grow stronger. Each difficulty is a chance to prove to yourself that you will not be broken, that your will cannot be bent by circumstance. When you encounter resistance, do not complain. Do not shrink back. Meet adversity with the certainty that you are being refined for greater things. Every setback is a lesson. Every obstacle is a teacher. The more you welcome these tests, the less they frighten you. One of the highest forms of discipline is learning to delay gratification. In a world that worships speed and convenience, you must become the rare individual willing to wait for true rewards. Resist the urge for shortcuts. Reject the lie of overnight success. True greatness is never rushed. It is crafted over time, through disciplined effort, through patience, through the willingness to do the hard things for as long as it takes. When you delay gratification, you are telling the universe that you are not here for crumbs, you are here for the feast. It is also crucial to discipline your emotions. Do not allow anger, envy, or fear to dictate your actions. These are the enemies of clear thinking and focused effort. Practice emotional mastery by stepping back when you feel overwhelmed. Observe your emotions without letting them control you. Choose your response. Do not simply react. A man who can rule his own mind is a man whom nothing can defeat. To ensure that discipline is not lost in times of comfort or success, build reminders of your vision everywhere. Post your goals where you can see them. Read your mission aloud each morning. Surround yourself with reminders of why you began. When temptation comes, when fatigue whispers for you to quit, let your vision speak louder. Let it pull you forward. Let it strengthen your resolve. Let it remind you that your discipline is not just for today, but for the legacy you are building. Finally, do not forget the importance of rest within the cycle of discipline. Rest is not laziness. True rest is intentional, purposeful, a chance to renew your mind and body for greater work ahead. Build it into your routine as you would any other priority. A man who works without rest is courting burnout, but a man who rests with intention is preparing for greatness. In all things, remember that you are not merely practicing discipline, you are becoming it. With each day, with each challenge, with each decision to choose your future over your comfort, you draw closer to the kind of success that cannot escape you. Your mind becomes a fortress. Your will becomes law. And your results become inevitable because you have become the kind of man who never stops until he wins. This is the ultimate secret. Discipline until success has no escape, until your name is etched into the world as a monument to what is possible when a man truly masters himself. The last and highest level of self-discipline is when it ceases to feel like discipline at all, but simply becomes your nature, your way of life, the air you breathe. By now, the rules you set for yourself are not burdens to be carried, but wings that lift you. The schedule is no longer a prison, but a map to freedom. The effort is no longer forced. It flows from a wellspring within you that you have uncovered through daily, unyielding practice. You do not wake up to fight yourself any longer, for your old habits, those ancient adversaries, have long been left behind. Instead, each morning you rise to meet the best version of yourself, crafted, polished, and sharpened through the daily exercise of control over your thoughts, your actions, and your destiny. What began as a battle has become a partnership between you and your mind. There is harmony now where once there was resistance. This is the moment when you realize that discipline was never about punishment or deprivation. It was always about liberation. You are free from the tyranny of impulse, the slavery of procrastination, the prison of self-doubt. You have replaced the chaos of chance with the certainty of structure. Your life, once shaped by the whims of the world, is now an enterprise operated by an unshakable internal governor. But do not mistake this state for complacency. The disciplined man never stops growing. He is always seeking, always refining, always improving. Mastery of self is not an end point. It is an endless climb up the mountain of potential. Each summit you reach will only reveal higher peaks above. This is not cause for discouragement, but for exhilaration. For what greater adventure could there be than to discover just how powerful, how capable, how resilient you truly are? The world is changed not by those who simply dream, but by those who have the discipline to transform their dreams into plans and their plans into daily, disciplined action. This transformation radiates outward. Your new standard infects the people around you, family, friends, colleagues. They begin to notice your reliability, your steadiness, your unflappable determination. Some will admire you, others will resent you, but all will be moved by you. You become an example of what is possible. You become a builder of culture, a setter of standards. And the beautiful secret is that the discipline you developed for your own benefit now multiplies its power by inspiring others to rise to their own higher calling. Let us not forget that discipline, at its core, is an act of faith, a faith in your own ability to shape the future, to endure the storms, to stay the course when others falter. You must guard this faith jealously. Nurture it. Refuse to let setbacks or stumbles convince you to let go of your principles. Discipline is the only guarantee you have in a world of uncertainty. Circumstances may change, economies may rise and fall, but your inner code is the only thing that will never abandon you. As you grow older, your looks may fade, your energy may ebb, but your character, the product of disciplined effort, will remain unshakable and priceless. You may ask, what a failure? Even the most disciplined men encounter failure. Do not fear it. Treat failure as your instructor, not your executioner. Learn from every misstep. Refine your approach. Adjust your strategy, but never, ever lower your standard. Remember, each failure, if met with discipline, brings you closer to ultimate success. There is a power in consistency that can outlast any single defeat. Discipline also means controlling the company you keep. You must, as you advance, guard your environment as closely as you guard your habits. Surround yourself with those who share your values, who challenge you to become more, who do not let you settle. Cut ties with influences that pull you backward, be they people, media, or old routine. Your environment will always shape your destiny as much as your will. Build an inner circle of discipline, of ambition, of unwavering principle. At the highest level, discipline becomes the engine behind every other virtue. Patience, humility, courage, persistence. Without discipline, they wither under pressure. With it, they are magnified. Your patience becomes unbreakable because it is no longer waiting in vain, but waiting with purpose. Your humility becomes deeper because you know the effort required to master yourself. Your courage grows because you know you can depend on yourself even in the darkest hour. And your persistence becomes legendary because you have learned to move forward step by step, no matter how long the road. Let me remind you that discipline is not about denying yourself pleasure, but about arranging your life so that the greatest pleasures, those of accomplishment, impact, contribution, self-respect, are always within reach. The undisciplined man chases small comforts and fleeting joys. The disciplined man creates lasting satisfaction and enduring peace. Do not sacrifice the permanent for the temporary. Build your habits, your routines, your entire system around the principles that guarantee success and fulfillment. Now, as you reach the summit of this lesson, ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price of discipline so that you never again pay the price of regret? Are you ready to become the architect of your days, the master of your moments, the director of your destiny? The decision is yours and yours alone. No one can walk this road for you. But if you choose it, if you decide here and now to discipline your mind until success has no escape, you will join the ranks of those who have left an indelible mark upon this world. Do not wait for the world's permission. Do not ask for the applause of the crowd. Begin now with one small act of discipline, then another. Let the chain grow. Let your life become a fortress of excellence. With every day, you will move farther away from the man you used to be and closer to the man you were always meant to become. This is the true reward of discipline. To know with absolute certainty that you are no longer subject to the unpredictable winds of fate. You are the storm. You are the architect. You are the lawgiver of your own mind. Push forward, always. The world belongs to those who master themselves. Discipline your mind until success has no escape, and you will find not only riches, but a kind of power, peace, and fulfillment that no one can ever take from you. That, my friend, is the legacy of every great achiever. That is your birthright, if only you will claim it.